Ho ho! And welcome back to DML. So, we finally managed to find the key for level 3, which means that we can now move on to level 4. But this does also mean that we managed to unlock the Hellhound dragon. So, you know, if we didn't already have him, I'm sure we would have loved that dragon, because the Hellhound is super good in the early to mid game of DML. Really, really good epic to use. But, now on level 4, of course, the tile costs are going to be ridiculous, just as in the original castle event, but generally speaking, the levels are just the same as the other levels, you know, earth element single only fights that we can do, you know, wind only fights, water only fights, so overall, the event stays around the same difficulty, but it's still a massive pain, because just having those single element restrictions can be such a massive pain in the butt. Luckily, we do have a lot of dragons around about level 33 on this account, so it's not too difficult. And now back on our PC account, we have a new dragon to hatch on this account. So this is the legendary Fall Dragon. You know, we did already hatch one of them on our Android account, but now we finally get to add it to our main account as well. So, you know, the Fall Dragon is basically just a better version of the Pixie Dot Dragon. It just has better stats, even though it has the same elements. So, realistically, using the Fall Dragon is a much better idea than using the Pixie Dot in terms of raw stats. But, I mean, maybe you prefer the design of the Pixie Dot, in which case, you know, go for it. Level up whichever one you prefer. But will I use this dragon on my own team? No, I think at this point we have dedicated so much in terms of food and everything else to our main 3 dragons that it would be too difficult to start upgrading a brand new legendary or divine at this point. So, although the Fall Dragon is actually quite good considering its elements, purely because it was an exception dragon, you know, I will not use it, but do pay attention to it, and if you do manage to breed it this week, it is a pretty good legendary overall. Again, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst. You could definitely pick a few worse ones, like, I don't know, the Cosmos Dragon. So if you've got the choice between a Fall and a Cosmos Dragon, definitely go with that one. Definitely go with that one. And so before we do anything else, I do also want to mention that there is a special bundle out right now for Stinky. Stinky the Boss Dragon. So you can get him in a boss habitat for £12.50p. It's normally a little bit more expensive on phone for whatever reason. But Stinky used to be one of my favourite boss dragons purely because it was a ridiculous name. But I mean, we have like Mrs. Hiss and Oak Thorny in the game now. So I don't even know what's going on. DML's just a crazy place at the moment. Absolute insanity is basically what it is. But we need to do all of our normal daily quest stuff, you know, Enchantment League fights, our map battles, because, to be honest, I have been neglecting it through basically the whole weekend, and I have not been doing the Get Meched event on our main account here. Let's just open this chest. Yay, it's not the thing that we wanted. What a surprise. I am very, very shocked about that. Oh my goodness. It doesn't even matter if I'm wasting this event currency. Wow, we got another key, and 25 gems. Look at that. To be fair, our luck on this account has been a lot better than on our Android account for whatever reason, which I think is just a massive slap in the face, considering we're not doing the event on this account. So it's like, well, you're trying to give me a chance, but I'm not doing it on this account anyway, game. I don't know why you're being like this. I don't know why. But one thing about enchantment stuff is that I really do feel like enchanting a divine dragon has gotten so much easier since the last patch. And by much easier, I mean, I think it's easier to enchant divines than it is to enchant legendaries now. Which is not something I ever thought I would say. But it's purely down to the fact that I have not gotten a good legendary material drop in so long. Like, I have not gotten extraordinary drops in such a long time, but I keep getting divine drops quite consistently. Like, even if I'm only doing like 6 Enchantment League fights a day, I am gaining a ton of divine materials. So I'm genuinely considering leveling up our Hermes Dragon very soon for that reason. Like, I know that in the new set of divine dragons that we're going to be getting, there is the apparent leak that Freya is going to be the same dragon as Hermes, but just with better stats. But if I wanted to level up her, I would need to get her to level 80, enchant her 3 stars to get her to the same point that our Hermes is already at, and then the extra 200 million food on top of that. So, even though I know from this point onwards just upgrading the 3 that we were already using is not the best play, I think just because we've invested so much into these already, I would rather not waste it, if that makes sense. And, you know, while we still have Clan Dragon boosts and Dragon Fury and stuff like that on our side, and we get the first hit and everything, we are probably still going to win all the fights that we do when we finally have 3 dragons at level 100, 8 starred or whatever. So, you know, even if we have to go against a few Hathor dragons, we'll just Dragon Fury them and, you know, or, you know, if it's in the arena, we can always just use that double attack or whatever it is and just insta-kill it, basically. So, you know, I think I just don't care enough anymore about trying to make a really good team with all the exceptions and everything coming out. So, I may just start leveling up our Hermes very soon. Because we're also going to be able to enchant him very soon. So, might as well, right? No reason to just sit on enchantment materials that we have when we can just use them. Like, right now, we have 36 out of 40 extraordinary that will take him up to level 4. So, we're very close. In fact, we're about to get 37. We just need a few more trinkets. So, I have been trying to do as many Enchantment League fights as I can. But again, when I've been doing stuff and, you know, out of the house, it's kind of impossible to do that. Oh, and all people have opened my gates. That's actually pretty good, because every time you open a gate, we get food even out of these quests. So that's really not that bad. Like, if you ever have gates that are unopened on the main map, definitely keep asking your friends to help you out and open it up, because then it will count as a reset. You'll get stuff out of it, like 150,000 food for 1 gold mine fight. I'll take it. I will take that. That's not a bad offer. Although I think they may be the last 2 gates that we have, unless I'm just randomly missing one of them. But, you know, every single fight counts. So make sure you do it as quickly as you can, get it out of the way, get it resetting. Although, of course, after the first time you do a gold mine fight, you don't get food out of it anymore, you only get gold out of it. Which, you know, is a gold mine. Makes sense, right? Not gonna blame anyone. Does make sense. Although I wish that we could, you know, redo it and get food out of it like we do with the daily blue fights. But I'm pretty sure that was done on purpose to stop us from doing that. But, you know, if we go over to heroic mode, use all of our instant win tickets on the heroic mode fights, that means that we don't have to use as much energy. So that's why if you're ever going to use your skip fight tickets, if you have them, always use them on the heroic mode fights first, and then go and use them on the regular map fights when there's no more resets for these. You know, it makes sense, because you don't want to have to be spending 2 lots of energy every time you know, do a fight. Might as well just use 1 ticket to get 2 lots of, or 2 fights worth of resources, basically. So, I do love my skip fight tickets. Well, they're known as instant win tickets now. But they are super handy. Like, if there's ever a reason, like if you ever go, why would I want VIP? It's bad, isn't it? Literally, instant win tickets are good enough of a reason on their own to have it, because they are just so convenient. Especially during castle events, because You know, with castle events, the higher up in points you go, the more fights you have to do per reset. And eventually, you get to the point where you need to keep using your portal gems to keep up with it, or you have to be logging in like every 2 hours, consistently. So, if you have skipped fight tickets instead, then that takes a lot of those extra fights out of the way. And you can just instantly do them, get them out of the way, get the points that you need. So, if you do have a high enough VIP level to have instant win tickets, but you don't have VIP active during castle events, you probably should. Like, if there's ever a time to put on VIP, if you're ever like, oh, should I, shouldn't I? Definitely use it during castle events. It's really, really useful. I mean, I've said that a million times before, but it's just so true. It is little things like that that do make these events easier than they need to be. Because, I mean, this event is just difficult for the sake of being difficult, like the very original castle event was. But if you just do the little things, like when you activate VIP, you get more portal energy anyway. So if you activate it before you go into a fight, then you increase the amount of energy that you have, and that will also help you. So that's the reason why if you have VIP one-day tickets, definitely hoard them. Don't just instantly use them, hoard them for important events, like save them for this, save them for weekend events, and you'll be good to go. But I mean, that is simple, basic DML stuff, but I think it's really easy to forget, because it's just so simple that it's basically staring you in the face, and the things that stare you in the face are normally the things that you end up forgetting. At least, in my case, I tend to forget quite a lot. Oh, and I need to remember that we need to be doing the Dragon League arena stuff, because we need to be getting all of the enchantment tickets that we possibly can. And you should remember to do it as well. No matter what your level is, just go ahead, do the arena fights that you can, because we do actually get decent rewards out of it now. Like, even if you're in, like, silver, you can earn the card pieces to this guy. Like, you can get this dragon by being active in Silver League 3 and up. So, you know, just by participating in the arena, you can get some good stuff. Although, I will admit, 13,500 points is still like 22 wins in a row-ish, something like that, of easy fights. So, you need to be coming back and doing your fights pretty much all the time if you can't get huge win streaks going, or you just need to, you know, get a big win streak going. But generally speaking, that takes quite a lot of arena gems, or gems in general, to give you the extra energy. So, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but the rewards that you get out of it are really, really good. I mean, ever just being able to get enchantment tickets for, you know, enchantment chests is a massive thing. Because remember, for 10 enchantment tickets, I think it's like 225 gems. So if you can get 3 of them for free just by doing some arena fights, I mean, you should take it. Because 225 gems is a lot. And if you have other stuff to upgrade in game, like, I don't know, the portal, maybe you don't have a level 3 hatchery yet, you would be so much better off just hoarding those gems to upgrade those things rather than spending them on enchantment chests. And trust me, I know that as a lower level person, trying to do Enchantment League fights can be a pain, and trying to do arena fights can be a pain, but that's the reason why you D-rank if you're struggling. Like, there's nothing wrong with D-ranking so that you can get a higher win streak or get more wins overall in the Enchantment League. In fact, that's the norm, or that's what you're basically expected to do, in a sense. So, like, in the arena, I can't go below the Elite League now, so that's not really relevant to people with the highest level dragons in the game. But in any other league, you can just, you know, plan on getting demoted so that you can get easier arena fights. In the Enchantment League, for example, if you can't do fights in a specific rating, then just go to your defenders and set some, like, terribly crappy dragons in here. I mean, I have one level 80 in here because I sort of want to stay in 1400 plus, because in League 5, we do get decent chest rewards out of this, a guaranteed 1 to 2 good materials in League 5. But in League 6, you get a guaranteed 1 to 5 excellent materials. So it's really, really good. I did not mean to look at him. And in the highest league, 2000 plus, it's 2 to 5 excellent guaranteed. So honestly, you're probably much better off staying in League 6 if you want the best materials that you can get without having to constantly go against fully leveled teams. So if you are at that stage, that's something to keep in mind. Don't forget that, because the difference between consistently getting wins in this league compared to the one before it is quite massive in terms of total materials that you're gonna get. And just think, instead of us getting some legendary good materials, we're guaranteed legendary higher materials if we get legendary ones. So I would much rather get the higher tier materials for legendary, amazingly enough. So what do we get out of this chest? Probably nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, I say that, but there we go. We got 2 of those in Divine, which isn't too bad. But man, I can't believe it's so much easier to enchant Divines than it is to enchant Legendaries. I don't know why they've made it like that. Like, it made sense before, right? That if you just grinded for quite a bit every day, you got a decent amount of Legendary. That makes sense. It doesn't make sense that we get more Divine than Legendary now. Maybe they're trying to push people to get full Divine teams for some reason. I don't know, but you've screwed me over, game. You've screwed me over yet again. Like, it's feeling pointless that I even upgraded Andy at this point, because I've been trying to do enchantment fights for the last month, and we've got nothing for him. But oh well. Guess that's just me being salty. So, for now, I'm going to say best of luck in the Get Meched event, but it's not really down to luck at this point, apart from with the elements that you have on your team. You just need to keep logging in. Don't miss resets. Every time you miss resets, that's like a much, much higher chance that you're not going to finish the event. So try your best, keep logging in, and with your Dragon of the Week or Dragon of the Month breeding, also best of luck with all of that. I really do hope that you get what you're looking for. But until next time, I will see you then.